Ninh Binh, limestone cliffs rising straight out of the rice fields, rivers curling between them, mountains wrapped in mist. This is the Vietnam you see in postcards. But weirdly, our first impression was not as peaceful. We started with trucks, grey skies, and a much busier road than I expected. Luckily, that didn't last long. Most people visit Ninh Binh as a day trip from Hanoi, but we had a little bit more time. One afternoon, one full day, and one last morning before leaving for Cat Ba. So, instead of rushing through the highlights, we wanted to see what this area feels like when you give it a little bit more time. Our first stop was Bai Dinh Pagoda. Kids waved at us from the side of the road on the way there, and it already felt like the Ninh Binh I had pictured.
It's kind of confusing when you arrive here because the parking is quite far from the temples. Like it's on the opposite side, and we're kind of confused where to park, where to go. The offerings that they give in front of the altars are usually food. And we have been given one of them. The lady was trying to change it probably. She just said, "Do you want it?" I'm like, "Oh, why not?" So I just have random sticky rice. Thank you.
We thought it would take about 2 hours, but we stayed for more than 4.
36 tons hanging from that. I'm impressed.
Think of it as a sound that says, "Wake up, be present, life is fleeting."
These are carved from single trees. You're supposed to touch them for luck. These are the 3 Buddhas. On the left side is the past, in the middle is the present, and on the far right is the future Buddha.
We ended up walking way more than planned because honestly, this place just felt good for walking through. The music, the birds, the bells. No single building stood out, just the walking.
Up the stairs, down the stairs, stairs. We don't always make the steps, daily steps, because we spend our energy going up and down, 10-floor buildings. It looks like we're going towards an abandoned graveyard. Yes, that thing. It kind of feels a bit weird that there's nobody. Gonna take it to YMCA. The well that never gets empty. Aww, fishies! They're coming after us to feed them. But now we know why there is nobody here. You go down here if you want to finish, and then you kind of exit the whole park from here. There was a lady and she was, "Oh, are you finished?" And I'm like, "No." We wanted to go to the other side. And now I need to go up the stairs that we just did, and then down the stairs again. Because there's no other way.
By the time we got up the tower, the sun was already going down.
Stairs to get to the elevator. It's fine.
So day 1, one scooter ride, one very big pagoda, and a lot of walking. Then, pizza.
This is the first pizza after 2.5 months. I haven't had pizza at all. Nikos actually has had one pizza. How is it?
Warm.
Thung Nam was one of those places I didn't really know what we were walking into. I thought it was just a bird park.
We're starting the day with ecotourism. It is Thung Nham Ecotourism Zone, it's called. And the main attraction is bird watching. Yes, we came that far. We're bird watching. We're old now. It's not a very popular attraction among people who are visiting here. This is how it feels like so far, but we'll see because I'm hearing some loud people here and there. Okay, it's definitely not the most impressive cave that we have seen, but we sure had some fun. Walking like Quasimodo, as we call him, the Hunchback of Notre Dame. This is called the Mermaid Cave, and the previous one was the Buddha Cave. He's doing it with his legs. Even though the park's main attraction, it is the birds, there are a few more like side quests in the eco zone that you could see as well. Rain is never far behind.
Most of the birds here are migratory, so what you see depends entirely on when you show up. Herons, storks are the most often birds, but if you're lucky, something rarer might pass through. I don't really know what happens after 30, but apparently bird watching becomes exciting.
I never thought bird watching could be so fulfilling. Why are you trying to fish the guy in the middle?
I got you.
Then we went to a place I was probably most excited for, Trang An. I knew it was famous, I just didn't understand how beautiful it would feel until we were actually in the boat. This whole valley is UNESCO protected. People have been moving through these same limestone caves for more than 30,000 years.
We went on the other side. You climb stairs and then you go down all the way on the other side. It's very nice because there is nobody. Like, look at this. It's just nature and the bird song. The temple is here. I think we need to go back the same way.
And then near the end, the rain started getting stronger. So naturally, instead of finishing the tour peacefully, we somehow entered a boat race. I don't have a great footage of this because it was raining and I was pedaling. Tell me you're competitive without telling me you're competitive. We lost, obviously, but this is exactly why I love travel days like this. You go for the famous landscape, and the memory you keep talking about is the random boat race in the rain. After 3 hours on the boat and getting caught in the rain, we probably should have gone straight back, but we still wanted to see Hoa Lu Old Town at night. Not the ancient capital, just an evening lantern area. It was amazing. Went to this restaurant and Nico said this was the best duck pho he'd had in Vietnam. I don't know if it was really that good or if we were just wet and exhausted. At that moment, it was perfect. On our last morning, we had a few hours before leaving for Cat Ba. So I did the famous viewpoint and Nikos did a little bit of motorbiking around the area.
I wanted to go to this hike since the first day, and somehow we kind of prolonged it. Tomorrow. And tomorrow finally came. We kind of decided not to go because there are too many people, and he just wanted to drive around the rice fields with a motorbike. We even thought of taking bicycles for the day, but we ended up taking a ticket to go to Cat Ba later, and it is kind of earlier. There are no later trains. Yes, there are too many people. Yes, I don't prefer steps, but I also like viewpoints. So. And we begin.
This viewpoint is the one you've probably seen in every Ninh Binh video. The climb is short but steep and gets hot and crowded later in the day. The view is incredible. River, rice fields, and the limestone mountains rolling out in every direction. The dragon area at the top though, probably the most chaotic place we visited in Ninh Binh. Everyone wants the same photo, the space is quite narrow and feels more stressful than enjoyable. If you can't handle rock climbing, I would definitely advise you against climbing this rock because many people get stuck and they're scared to get down.
I just want to say that some people are very impolite when they're sleeping in hotels or hostels. They're so loud. Can you just try to be polite and respect others, like when you're, not in the mountain by yourself. Like when you're with the goats, you can do whatever you want, even though the goats probably won't like it.
So is 3 days in Ninh Binh enough? Yes, enough to see the highlights without rushing. If you love nature and slower travel, you won't regret staying longer. Don't treat it like a checklist, do the famous places, but leave room to ride around and stop for no reason. If you're planning your own trip to Vietnam, I'm posting videos like this every week, destination guides, honest budgets, and stuff I wish I knew before going. Subscribe if you don't want to miss the next one. I've also linked our full Hajiat loop day by day in the end screen, if you want to see how we did it on a tiny, very legal motorbike. See you on the next one!